Hare Krishna. Closeness unites better than oneness. When two people bond with each other very well, they have similar interests, similar ideas, similar inspirations, then they may tell others that we are close to each other. And when you talk about close to each other, it is not that those two people are one. They are two distinct persons, and they may not always be physically close to each other also. They are talking about a emotional closeness, the similarity of thoughts, desires, aspirations. In the spiritual circle, the idea of oneness is often very glamorized. It's thought that the ultimate goal of spiritual realization is to become one. And when those who propagate this idea of oneness, they meet devotees, those who want to love God. They try to tell even the devotees that when you merge into God, you become the closest to Him. As oneness is the highest form of closeness, they say. However, when there is love, love requires the presence of the two so that they can become one in their desires, in their affection, in their reciprocation. If the two physically become one, if the two ontologically merge, then there is no question of love, because love requires a reciprocation. So actually, when we talk about closeness and oneness, when there is oneness, you cannot have closeness because there is no one to be close to. The impersonal conception of the absolute is conceived in such a way that there is nothing outside that impersonal conception, and therefore who is there to be close to whom, because one is all that exists. Now the Bhagavad Gita explains that within the one, yes, there is one absolute truth, but within that one absolute truth there is the one supreme and there are many subordinates. Nityon eko bahunam yodhati kaman. So there is the infinite supreme soul and there are the many minute souls, and the greatest closeness between them comes through love. Arjuna asked Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita 12th chapter, first verse, evam satatu yukta ye bhaktas tvam paripasate ye chapyaksharam avyaktam tesham ke yoga vittamaha. Those who are most well connected in yoga are the impersonalists who worship you, the impersonal manifestation, or are they the devotees? And Krishna replies immediately, the next verse, Shri Bhagavan Vacha Maya Vaishwamano Ye Mam Nityayukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayo Petas Te Me Yuktatamo Mataha Te Me Yuktatamo Mataha. Yukta is connected, Yuktatamo is very strongly connected, very sweetly connected. Who are the most strongly connected? Krishna says Yuktatamo. He says Maya Vaishwamano Ye Mam, that those who fix their mind on Him with avesha, with devotion, nityayukta upasate, in this way they are constantly engaged. Shraddhaya parayo petas, with great and transcendental faith. They may yuktatamo mataha, they are intimately united with me. So actually, in the process of bhakti, where there is the devotee gives oneself completely to the Lord, and the Lord gives oneself to the devotee, and therefore there is the greatest level of closeness, and that closeness actually brings the supreme happiness, because Krishna is all attractive, and when we go close to Him by becoming absorbed in Him, by making His desires our desires, as Arjuna did when he said Karishye Vachanam Tava, then the awareness of Him, the remembrance of Him floods into our consciousness, and because He is the all attractive supreme, He is the reservoir of all pleasure, so absorption in Him gives us the greatest pleasure and takes us deeper and deeper in the ecstatic union of joy and of love with Him. In this way, when it comes to the absolute truth, it is closeness that brings the greatest intimacy, the greatest proximity, because it retains the individuality and still it facilitates the intimacy. Thank you. Hare Krishna.